begin, Sarah and I really just want to thank a number of people for their extraordinary kindness throughout this past week. First, we'd like to thank so many of our friends who provide us with so much help. Everything from food to chairs to generosity, spirit. Our friends made a hectic week so much easier. We'd also like to thank Rabbi Muskin and Rabbi Goldberg for all their help with everything from halachic inquiries to logistical planning. Sarah and I are truly grateful to have such wonderful Rabbinic guidance. We'd also like to thank our families for joining us from afar for this joyous event. In particular, I'd like to thank my mother-in-law for taking care of us and just about everything during last week. We would not have made it through the week without you, and we're also grateful for my mother for staying on this coming week so we can make it through this next one as well. Finally, I personally want to thank Sarah for extraordinary strength and unbounded energy during a physically challenging week. I continue to marvel at her warmth and determination, two traits that she weaves together so seamlessly. Sarah, I cannot tell you how blessed I feel to have you as a partner in raising our children. Before we begin Seudat Mitzvah, I just wanted to take a few minutes to discuss the name we have chosen for our son, Noam. Rabbinic literature is replete with statements of Chazal emphasizing the relationship between an individual's name and his character. As an example, the Medrash Tanchuma in Parshas Ha'azinu implores parents to be careful in choosing a name for their child. Zechor yimot olam binu shnot dor vador la'olam yivdok adam b'shemos likro libno haroy lios tzadik ki lefamim Hashem gorein tov o gorein ra. One need think mystical thoughts to recognize the importance of selecting a child's name. Selecting a name is a parent's first opportunity to convey a message about values to their child, and this message will be reinforced throughout the child's life each time his name is called. Indeed, I am hard-pressed to think of a more daunting task for parents. In selecting the name, the parents express their deepest hopes and aspirations for their child, the values they hope to impart in their child, and the goals they hope to inspire their child to achieve. With this in mind, Sarah and I have selected Noam Binyamin for reasons I'd like to describe briefly, beginning with Binyamin. Binyamin was the name of central figures in both the Helfand and Emerson familial narratives. My great-grandfather, Binyamin Skidel, was an extraordinary Talmud Chacham who sacrificed honor and comfort to ensure the religious vitality of his family. And Benny Shram, Sarah's great-grandfather, was well known for his warmth, generosity of spirit, and concern for others. I believe these two character traits, sacrifice and magnanimity, also encapsulate two of the primary character traits of the original Binyamin ben Yaakov Avinu. In reading the biblical narrative, it is hard not to be struck by the fact that we never hear from Binyamin. And this silence becomes almost deafening towards the end of Parshat Miketz. Binyamin is found to have Yosef's goblet in his bag and sentenced to a lifetime of slavery. Yehuda is famously applauded for his boldness in confronting Yosef and pleading on Binyamin's behalf. But where is Binyamin? According to most Rishonim, Binyamin at this point is at least in his 20s, if not 30s. Had he nothing to say? Now, some of you might have concluded that we named our son Binyamin because we're hopeful he remains equally silent, allowing us to sleep a bit in the coming months. But in all seriousness, one has to imagine that Binyamin at this moment understood the severity of the situation. Yosef had told his brothers that they could go on their way and bring much-needed food back to their families. Binyamin presumably recognized that by accepting his fate of slavery, his larger family would survive. And so Binyamin remained silent. He did not complain, cry, or plead. Through great personal fortitude and quiet strength, Binyamin remained silent for the sake of others. Given these characteristics of strength and sacrifice, it is not surprising that it was Binyamin's Nafla in Eretz Yisrael that was selected to house the Beit HaMikdash. Sarah and I paired this name of Binyamin with Noam. We felt the two names captured somewhat similar character traits. If Binyamin embodied quiet strength, and Noam captures an inner peace and pleasantness that can only come with great conviction. And here I think of the pasuk in Yerachah Darkei Noam. Its ways, that is, the Torah's ways, are ways of pleasantness. There is a tendency to invoke this pasuk as a slogan, and slogans, through somewhat repetitive invocation, tend to lose their meaning. The Yerachah Darkei Noam is no mere slogan. For example, when the Gemara in Sukkah tries to determine what plant is the Anat Eitz Avotos as part of the Dalit meaning, one suggestion raises the oleander. The Gemara rejects the oleander because it is too prickly, and a plant that might visit pain on its holder cannot be part of the way, Deracheh Darchi Noam represents God's ultimate promise that his law will not bring pain to his people. This is not just a principle with uneven application. It is a juridical constant and guarantee captured in every one of God's commandments, even something so minute as the thorn on the branch of the Hadass. We impart this message to our son as he enters a world of increasing pain, factional strife within our community, with some seeing fit to visit great pain and suffering on others in the name of God's Torah. It is our deepest hope that Noam ben Yamin embodies the values of quiet strength and peaceful conviction in this world of growing noise, pain, and violence. May he work throughout his life to fulfill God's unshakable promise that his ways are always ways of pleasantness. Again, many thanks to all of you for joining us to celebrate Noam ben Yamin.